Howdy hikers, Chelsea here with World's Best Adventures. I'm going to talk a little bit about layering. Layering is the clothing system that you choose to wear to keep yourself healthy while hiking and backpacking. And in the winter, layering can be a little bit more complicated than the summertime to make sure that you can combat cold-related issues like hypothermia, frostbite. Here in my region, in the Southern Appalachian Mountains, I have a system that works for me in this area that can be as cold as single-digit temperatures some nights, and an average of 60 to the low 20s during the daytime, December through March. So my clothing system works to combat those temperatures and the significant humidity that I have in my region. Before you go out hiking, always check the weather. Look for any average forecasts, look for upcoming storms, and check with your local land managers to see any advice about what typical hiking is like during the winter season where you're gonna be recreating. Let's check out some layering tips. My base layer is a lightweight wool blend, or silk layer. Modern wool blends, they're soft, they're breathable, they're odor resistant. Here, where it's really humid, cotton kills. You really don't want to have any cotton undergarments because they'll retain all your sweat and you'll stay cold. Next, I like to have a fleece jacket. I use fleece because it's a durable jacket. Sometimes I need to walk through brush or tackle obstacles that are on the trail. Fleece is fast drying and it can keep you warm even when it gets damp. Third layer can be a simple puffy vest. I find that this little thing can pack down really small and barely takes up any room or any weight in my pack, but it adds a significant amount of warmth and wind resistant when the weather is a bit gusty. My serious jacket is next. I rarely hike in this bad boy because I get too warm, but when the evening rolls around and it's time to make dinner and chat with other hikers, my resting body needs this layer to keep from freezing while just standing around. I love a synthetic jacket instead of down because it insulates my body even if it gets wet. The last layer of my system is a rain shell, a rain jacket. This layer pulls its weight through the typical frigid winter rains and snow, but it also helps trap all my body heat during especially cold mornings and evenings. If the weather's wet but I feel warm, I'll hike in just my base layer with this raincoat, but I'll unzip the armpit pockets to keep me from getting hot. Bottom layers are less complicated because I find that a warm core kind of keeps my body warm enough. I typically wear one pair of hiking pants that have a slightly lined interior during the cold months. These pants are sufficient for keeping me warm while hiking, while standing around at base camp. In the rain or especially windy days, I'll slip my rain pants on. Gloves, hats, buffs, neck gaiters, all these items are useful for extended winter hiking. I always bring an acrylic hat in bright orange during hunting season. I like to wear a wool neck buff. I can pull it up over my face when it's windy or push it back over my head as a slightly less hot hat. My head is often cold when I'm standing around at camp, but I can easily slip a hat and a neck buff on while I don't even have to put on extra jackets. I'll wear a glove liner and then a waterproof mitten during hikes in downpours of rain and snow. Sleep time clothing is sacred. It's important to keep sleep clothing dry and protected somewhere in your backpack. Even the coldest, rainiest day on trail can be managed if you crawl into your sleeping bag and put on dry clothes. I like to sleep in fleece-lined leggings and a wool top, ideally the same base layer that I'm wearing while I hike if it's not sweaty or rainy. So remember, wherever you're recreating this winter, plan ahead and prepare and bring the appropriate clothing for your day hike, your backpacking adventure. If you find yourself packing something extra in your backpack, you might even be able to help somebody else that didn't bring enough warm layers, or perhaps their clothes got a little saturated. If you'd like to leave a comment or subscribe to our channel, please feel free. Happy hiking, and I'll see you next time.